The Ukrainian long-range drones that attacked the new Kronstadt plant in Dubna caused significant damage to the enterprise. Moreover, the accuracy of the strikes was phenomenal, writes Defense Express. The publication recalled that the attack on the Kronstadt plant was carried out on May the 28th. At this enterprise, the occupiers produce Orion drones and Banderol drone missiles. It is noted that after the strike on the plant, a large-scale fire began. Satellite images published by Exilenova Plus show almost perfect geometry of strikes by 7 Ukrainian drones that attacked the enterprise. Only one drone missed slightly, and another, the 9th, most likely did not reach its target. The publication emphasized that the strike's deviations in most cases were no more than a meter. Such accuracy exceeds even the requirements for high-precision weapons. Moreover, the object is located more than 500 kilometers from Ukraine. Moreover, logically, it should have been maximally protected by air defense and electronic warfare means, because next to it is the Rainbow MKB, where cruise missiles KH-101, KH-59 and KH-69 as well as high-speed KH-32 are produced. At the same time, the selection of the target in favor of the new Kronstadt workshop was correct, because it was assembled at the end of 2021 using modern construction technologies on a light metal frame which was sheathed with metal clapboard with a minimum of capital elements. Such precision guidance of Ukrainian long-range drones demonstrates that the main obstacle to the effective destruction of such objects is the small warhead of the UAV, the publication believes. Nevertheless, such a guidance system can be easily transferred to more destructive means. Earlier on the night of May the 28th, drones of the Security Service of Ukraine attacked the Russian plant Raduga, named after Berezhnyak, which is located in the city of Dubna, 130 kilometers north of Moscow. As media was told by sources in the special service, during the strike, the drones bypassed the air defense that protects the Russian capital. It is noted that the plant is part of the Tactical Missile Weapons Corporation and produces cruise missiles of various classes, air-to-air, air-to-ground and ground-to-ground. Russia's exiled opposition is quietly talking to Ukrainian officials, Vladimir Kara-Murza told Politico. Kara-Murza, a former political prisoner who was released from a Siberian prison in a prisoner exchange last year, said there is a dialogue going on behind the scenes. He said the discussions with Ukrainian officials are not public. We would like to take this to the highest level, he added, referring to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenski. Kara-Murza spoke after addressing members of the European Parliament in Brussels. Another Russian opposition politician who took part in the discussions in Brussels, Ilya Yashin, said the EU could mediate between Russia's democratic movement and the Ukrainian government. We want to start this dialogue with Ukraine, Yashin said, adding that Zelensky was open to talking to them. We are not enemies of Ukraine, and we want to protect its independence, Yashin added. Splits between Ukrainians and the Russian opposition fall largely along the lines of responsibility towards the war. Many in Ukraine hold the Russian people responsible for Moscow's aggression, while dissidents have been trying to push that it is Putin's war, with average Russians as many victims as Ukrainians. Kara-Murza was embroiled in a scandal in April when, at a hearing at the French Senate, he claimed it is easier for non-Russian soldiers to kill Ukrainians because of the difference in culture and language. His comments that "we are the same" almost the same language, the same religion, centuries and centuries of common history, were met with anger from Ukrainians and those of former Soviet Union countries, accusing him of racism and imperialism. June is turning into an ill-fated month for Russia's armed forces, with a daring Ukrainian drone attack on airfields stretching from Siberia in the east to Murmansk in the north that Ukraine claims destroyed 41 large planes, or about one-third of Russia's strategic bomber fleet. Before the month ends, Russia will probably suffer its millionth casualty since its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, based on current trends of about 1,000 to 1,200 soldiers killed or injured every day. No Soviet or Russian war since World War II has even come close to Ukraine in terms of fatality rate, said the Center for Strategic and International Studies, a think tank in Washington. Ukraine has sustained nearly 400,000 casualties, it added, with between 60,000 and 100,000 deaths. In the northeastern Kharkiv region, Russian forces have advanced on average of only 50 meters per day, according to the study. That is slower than the British and French advance in the Battle of the Somme in the trench warfare of World War I. The slow rate of advance has meant Russia has seized only 1% of Ukrainian territory since January 2024, which the authors called a paltry amount. Russia now occupies around 20% of Ukrainian territory, including the Crimean Peninsula that Moscow annexed in 2014. But Russia's dwindling territorial gains have not led to a change in strategy. To sustain Russia's staggering rate of casualties, the Kremlin has enlisted convicts from its prisons and welcomed more than 10,000 troops from its ally North Korea. But it has left the children of Moscow and St. Petersburg elites largely untouched. Increased sanctions on Russia and continuing US and European military assistance to Ukraine would likely raise the costs for Moscow of a protracted war and could facilitate peace talks. Russia's poor performance has likely been caused by several factors. The Russian military's reliance on dismounted infantry and mechanized forces to take Ukrainian territory, Russia's failure to use operational fires in a coordinated way that enables maneuver, and Ukraine's effective utilization of defense in depth. For the United States, increased sanctions on Russia and continuing US and European military assistance to Ukraine would likely raise the costs for Moscow of a protracted war and could facilitate peace talks. Likewise, in the fall of 2022, Ukraine conducted multiple successful offensives,